The sky was dark and heavy with clouds as Eliza walked slowly through the thick alien jungle. She was not afraid of the strange trees or the buzzing lights. Eliza loved exploring. She was a smart girl, with big round glasses and a small backpack, full of tools. She worked for the human colony on this wild planet. Her job was to find new plants and study how they could help the people living there. Today was different. The air smelled like rain, but the storm had not started yet. Eliza's heart beat fast because she was alone. The others were safe inside their homes. They were scared of the giant alien dragon that lived nearby. The dragon was huge, with metal-like scales shining even in the cloudy light. It was a living legend. Some said it could burn the whole colony with its plasma breath. But Eliza had never seen it. She only saw pictures and heard stories. As she moved deeper into the jungle, her scanner beeped softly. She stopped and looked around. Suddenly, a loud noise made her jump. Behind a big tree, something moved. Eliza froze. Her eyes grew wide behind her glasses. It was the dragon. Its huge head peeked from behind the tree, glowing red eyes looking straight at her. Eliza wanted to run, but her legs would not move. The dragon did not roar or growl. Instead, it made a low, sad sound. Eliza noticed its mouth was open a little, and she saw something she did not expect. One of the dragon's big teeth was broken and black. It looked like it hurt a lot. Eliza's fear turned into surprise. She remembered reading about alien dragons in her books, but she never thought one could have a problem like this. Slowly, she took a small step closer. The dragon did not move away. It seemed tired and weak. Eliza whispered, "Aw, you cute alien dragon. Let me fix your decayed tooth." She did not know why she said that, but it felt right. The dragon blinked its glowing eyes and let Eliza come near. She reached out her hand carefully. Her fingers touched the broken tooth and the dragon shivered a little. Eliza smiled softly. She wanted to help. She ran back to the colony as fast as she could. People stared at her strange, messy hair and big glasses. "Where are you going, Eliza?" they asked. But she did not stop. She grabbed her small medical bag and ran toward her lab. Her lab was a small building covered with solar panels and strange machines. Inside, she kept tools to study plants and animals. Eliza packed her tools carefully. She took a small laser cleaner, some healing gel, and tiny robotic helpers she called nanobots. They were very small but very smart. They could clean and heal tiny places fast. She was ready. Back in the jungle, the dragon waited patiently near a big rock. When Eliza arrived, the dragon lowered its head so she could reach its mouth easily. Eliza climbed up slowly on the dragon's huge nose. She talked, softly to keep it calm. The dragon's mouth was very big and full of sharp teeth. The broken tooth was near the front. Eliza used her laser to clean the black parts. It was dirty and smelly. She felt nervous but kept working. The dragon did not move. It trusted her. After cleaning, Eliza used the healing gel. It made the pain go away slowly. Then she sent the nanobots inside the tooth. They worked quietly, fixing the cracks and making the tooth strong again. Eliza smiled when she saw the dragon's eyes become bright and happy. The dragon let out a deep breath and made a soft sound like a purr. It was not scary anymore. It looked at Eliza with what seemed like thanks. Then it lowered its head to her, one more time, like a bow. Eliza climbed down and laughed quietly. She had helped the most feared creature on the planet. She knew this was only the beginning of a new story. The sky opened with rain, but Eliza did not care. She looked at the dragon and said, "You're not so scary, are you?" The dragon stayed near her. Eliza felt a new kind of friendship, one that would change the future of the colony and the wild planet forever. The next morning, the sun was warm and bright, but the people in the colony were still talking about the strange event from the day before. Eliza was busy in her small lab, checking her tools and writing notes about the alien dragon. She could not believe what had happened. She had touched the giant creature's tooth and fixed it. No one else had ever been that close. Some people were still scared, but Eliza knew something important had begun. Eliza looked out the window and saw the dragon sitting quietly near the edge of the jungle. It did not run away or hide. Instead, it watched the colony with calm eyes. Eliza felt a small smile grow on her face. She knew the dragon trusted her now. Eliza decided to show the dragon that humans were not enemies. She picked up some food from her kitchen, a strange fruit from the alien jungle that was safe to eat. Slowly, she walked outside and called softly, "Here, Tufi, try this." The dragon turned its head and stepped closer. It sniffed the fruit, and then took it gently in its huge mouth. Eliza watched carefully. The dragon chewed slowly, tasting the new food. After a moment, it gave a soft, happy sound. Eliza clapped her hands quietly. This was a good sign. News about Eliza and the dragon spread fast in the colony. Some people were excited and wanted to see the dragon. Others were nervous and warned Eliza to be careful. The village leaders called her to a meeting. They wanted to know if the dragon was safe or if it could bring danger. Eliza explained everything. "The dragon is hurt, but I helped him. He does not want to fight us. He just needs a friend." Some leaders nodded, but others looked worried. The colony had a long history of fear and war with alien creatures. Trust was not easy to give. That night, Eliza stayed near the dragon. She sat on the ground with her notebook, writing down every little thing the dragon did. The dragon lay down quietly, resting its huge head on the ground. Eliza could feel its slow breathing and warm body. Suddenly, a loud noise broke the silence. Eliza looked up quickly. A group of alien soldiers was flying toward the colony in small ships. They had strange weapons and glowing armor. The colony was not ready for an attack. People ran in every direction. Alarms blared, and the sky filled with flashes from the soldiers' weapons. Eliza's heart pounded. She wanted to run and hide, but she looked at the dragon. Tofi stood up and spread his great wings. His red eyes glowed bright with anger. Without a sound, the dragon flew into the sky, moving fast like a shooting star. He roared loudly, and fire came out from his mouth. The alien soldiers stopped and looked up. They had never seen a creature like this before. Tufi flew between the soldiers' ships, burning the engines and breaking their wings with sharp claws. The soldiers fired their weapons, but the dragon was too fast. Eliza watched in awe as the dragon protected the colony without any help from humans. After a fierce battle, the alien soldiers had no choice but to retreat. Their ships flew away, broken and damaged. The colony was safe thanks to the dragon. People came out from their homes, cheering and clapping. They looked at Tofi with new eyes. The dragon was no longer just a scary beast. He was a hero. Eliza smiled, proud and happy. She knew their friendship had saved many lives, but she also knew this was only the start. There would be more challenges ahead, and she had to be ready. That night, Eliza sat beside the dragon again. She placed her hand on Tufi's rough scales. "Thank you," she whispered. The dragon lowered his head and gave a soft growl. It was like he was saying, "I am your friend." From that day, the colony began to change. People started trusting the dragon and even tried to learn from Eliza how to live with the wild creatures. Eliza's simple act of kindness had opened a new door, but in the shadows, new dangers were waiting. Some aliens saw the dragon's power and wanted to control it. Others wanted to fight humans and take the planet for themselves. Eliza knew she had to protect Tofi and her people. Together, they were stronger than anyone expected. And the story of the human girl and the alien dragon was only beginning. After the attack, the human colony began to feel safer with Tofi, the alien dragon, watching over them. Children started to come out from their homes to see the big dragon. Some were scared at first, but soon they laughed and played near him. Tofi was gentle with them. He never used his fire or claws around the humans. Instead, he let the children touch his shiny scales and climb on his back. Eliza was happy to see the change. She spent most days with Tufi, learning more about him. She noticed that the dragon liked quiet places and soft music. She played her small flute near him, and Tufi would close his glowing eyes and listen carefully. Their friendship grew stronger every day. One afternoon, while Eliza was exploring the jungle near the colony, she found strange footprints. They were big and different from Toofy's. She followed them carefully. After walking for a while, she reached a hidden cave. Inside, she saw a group of smaller alien dragons. They looked wild and angry. They hissed and growled when they saw Eliza. Eliza's heart beat fast. She wanted to run, but she stayed calm. She knew Toofy must have family or friends somewhere. These dragons could be dangerous, but maybe they could also be helped. She slowly took out some food from her bag and placed it on the ground. The dragons sniffed it and growled less. One of them, smaller but with sharp yellow eyes, stepped closer and took the food. Eliza smiled. "I want to help," she said softly. The dragons looked at her with surprise. They didn't run away. It was a small step, but important. Eliza knew she had to find a way to bring peace between the colony and the wild dragons. Back in the colony, Eliza told the leaders about the wild dragons. Some were worried and wanted to attack them first, but Eliza asked for time. "If we fight, more dragons will come, but if we show kindness, maybe they will listen," she said. Leaders agreed to give her 1 week. Eliza prepared supplies and went back to the cave with Toofy. The big dragon walked beside her, calm and strong. The smaller dragons watched carefully. Eliza started visiting the cave every day. She brought food and played music. She talked to the dragons like friends. Toofy stayed nearby, protecting her. Slowly, the wild dragons began to trust her. They stopped growling and sometimes even played with Toofy. One day, while Eliza was near the cave, the ground shook. Suddenly, a loud roar came from the sky. More alien warships appeared above the colony. They were bigger and more dangerous than before. The colony was again in danger. This time, they had little time to prepare. The warships fired lasers and bombs. Buildings shook and people ran for shelter. Toofy flew up fast. He roared fiercely and breathed fire at the ships. The wild dragons from the cave joined him, flying in the sky like a strong army. Together, they fought the invaders. Eliza watched, in awe. The dragons worked as a team. They used their claws and fire to stop the ships. The colony's people helped too, using their weapons to defend their homes. After a long battle, the warships retreated. The colony was safe again. But this time the people saw the dragons not as monsters but as protectors. The wild dragons returned to their cave but stayed near the colony, watching quietly. Eliza felt proud. She had helped bring peace between humans and dragons. Her kindness had changed the hearts of many. That night, Eliza sat with Toofy under the stars. She looked at the sky and thought about the future. The war was not over, and more dangers could come. But with friends like Toofy and the wild dragons, she believed they could face anything. She smiled and whispered, "We will be ready." After the great battle, the colony began to change slowly. People and dragons started to live closer to each other. Eliza worked hard every day to help both sides understand each other. She made small schools where children could learn about dragons and how to care for them. The children loved it. They learned how to read dragon signs and even how to feed the dragons safely. Toofy became the colony's protector and friend. He helped farmers by scaring away dangerous animals and helped builders by moving heavy logs with his strong claws. People began to trust the dragons more than ever before. One morning, Eliza woke up early. She felt something strange in the air. The sky was red and the wind was strong. Toofy stood near her window, his scales shining like fire. He growled softly and looked toward the mountains. Eliza knew this meant trouble. She packed her bag quickly and called the leaders. "Something is coming from the mountains," she said. "It is bigger than anything we fought before." The leaders looked worried. They sent a small team to the mountains to check. Eliza went with them, riding on Toofy's back. The dragon flew fast, cutting through the thick clouds. When they reached the mountains, they saw a huge army of strange alien creatures. They had sharp weapons and strange armor. Their eyes glowed like fire, and they moved like a dark shadow over the land. Eliza's heart beat fast. This was not just a fight for the colony. This was a battle for the whole planet. The alien army marched closer to the colony. People prepared for war. They built walls and weapons. The dragons flew in the sky, ready to fight. Eliza knew they needed a plan. She called a meeting with the colony leaders and dragon elders. "We must work together," she said. "If we fight alone, we will lose. But if we join our strength, we can protect our home." The leaders agreed. They made a new team of humans and dragons to fight as one. Eliza was the leader. Tofi was her strongest ally. The next day, the battle began. The alien army attacked with heavy weapons and fire. The colony's walls shook and the ground trembled. Tofi flew over the battlefield, breathing fire and protecting the humans below. The wild dragons joined him, fighting fiercely against the enemy. Eliza led the human fighters, using her knowledge of the land to help them move safely. The battle was long and hard. Many were tired and scared, but Eliza never gave up. She shouted words of courage and hope to her team. Slowly, the enemy started to lose. The dragon's fire was too strong, and the humans fought bravely. The alien army began to retreat. After the battle, the colony was quiet but full of hope. People helped each other rebuild homes and farms. The dragon stayed near, watching and protecting. Eliza looked at Tofi and smiled. "We did it together," she said. But Eliza knew the war was not over. New dangers might come, but as long as humans and dragons stood together, they could face anything. Eliza looked at the sky and whispered, "This is only the beginning." The days after the great battle were calm, but Eliza knew peace might not last long. The alien army had retreated, but they were not gone for good. She spent her time helping the colony rebuild and preparing for what might come next. Eliza worked with the engineers and builders. They made new walls stronger than before. They built towers where humans and dragons could watch the skies together. The colony's people felt safer with these new defenses. Tofi stayed close to Eliza. He was quieter these days, but always alert. Sometimes he would fly to the jungle to visit the wild dragons. Eliza wished she could go with him, but her work kept her busy. One evening, as the sun set in orange and pink, Eliza heard a soft knock on her door. She opened it and saw a young boy holding a strange device. It was small, with blinking lights and buttons. "This came from the mountains," the boy said. "We found it near the enemy camp." Eliza took the device carefully and turned it on. A hologram appeared showing an alien leader speaking in a strange language. Eliza could not understand the words, but the leader's angry face and sharp gestures were clear. They meant war. Eliza felt a cold fear inside. The aliens were planning something bigger. She called the leaders immediately. "They are coming back, and this time it will be worse," she said. The colony started to prepare again. But this time, Eliza wanted to find a way to stop the war without more fighting. She spent nights studying the alien device. Slowly, she learned how to send messages back. She wanted to talk to the alien leader and find a way for peace. One day, Eliza took Tofi and flew to the mountains. She sent a message using the device. Then, she waited. After a long time, the device blinked, and a message came back. It was a short message, but it said one thing clearly: meet. Eliza was surprised. The aliens wanted to meet and talk. She told the leaders, and they agreed to send a small group to the meeting. Eliza was chosen to lead it. The meeting place was a valley between two tall mountains. The air was cold and quiet. Eliza walked carefully, her heart beating fast. The alien leader appeared, a tall figure in shiny armor with bright eyes that looked serious but not cruel. They spoke slowly, using simple words and the device to translate. Eliza learned that the aliens wanted a new home because their planet was dying. They had come to this planet looking for a place to live. Eliza listened carefully. She felt sad for them, but she also knew the colony needed to be safe. "We can help," Eliza said, "but we need peace. We must work together, not fight." The alien leader thought for a moment. Then he nodded. They made a plan. The aliens would live in a part of the planet far from the colony. They would share some resources but keep their distance. Eliza felt hope for the first time in a long while. When they returned to the colony, people were worried about the meeting. But Eliza told them about the new plan. Slowly, the people began to accept it. The dragons, too, seemed to understand. Tofi flew high in the sky and let out a long roar, as if saying, "We have peace." Eliza smiled and looked at the stars. The road ahead would still be hard, but now, she knew they could build a better future. The peace between the humans and the alien newcomers was fragile but real. Eliza worked hard every day to keep it strong. She taught both sides how to live together with respect. Sometimes the new aliens were shy or angry, but Eliza always spoke, with kindness. Tufi stayed by her side, watching over the colony. He was more than just a protector now. He was a symbol of hope. People smiled when they saw him fly over the fields or rest near the village. One morning, Eliza received a message from the new alien settlement. They wanted to share something important. Eliza, curious and a little nervous, took Tofi and flew to their home. The new aliens welcomed her with cautious smiles. They showed her strange plants and machines that she had never seen before. One of the aliens, a tall woman with bright green skin, spoke slowly through the translator. "Our planet was dying because the sun was going to explode. We brought seeds and technology to grow food here." Eliza was amazed. "You saved your people with these?" she asked. The alien woman nodded. "Yes, but the soil here is different. We need help learning how to use it." Eliza smiled. "We will help you." Back at the colony, Eliza shared the news. The humans and dragons started working with the new aliens to grow food and build homes. They shared ideas and learned from each other. One day, while working in the fields, Eliza noticed something strange. The plants were growing faster and stronger than before. The soil seemed to glow softly under the sun. Suddenly, Tofi growled and pointed his nose toward the sky. Dark clouds gathered quickly, the wind howled, and the ground trembled. Eliza and the others looked up and saw a huge shadow flying toward them. It was a massive alien ship, bigger than any they had seen. The ship landed with a loud crash. The ground shook and dust filled the air. From the ship came a group of warriors, dressed in black armor. Their eyes were cold and full of hate. Eliza's heart raced. "Who are they?" she asked the alien woman. "They are the Black Raiders," the woman said quietly. "They want to take this planet for themselves. They do not care about peace." Eliza knew they had to prepare quickly. She called the leaders of the colony and the new aliens. "We must fight together again," she said. "If we stand divided, we will lose." The dragons roared in agreement. Tofi spread his wings wide and flew high, ready to lead the fight. The battle began as the Black Raiders attacked with powerful weapons. The colony's walls shook, but the humans, dragons, and new aliens fought bravely side by side. Eliza moved through the battlefield, helping the injured and guiding the fighters. She used everything she had learned to keep the team strong. Tufi and the dragons flew above, breathing fire and clawing at the enemy ships. The new aliens used their technology to block attacks and protect their friends. The fight was long and hard. The Black Raiders were stronger and more ruthless than anyone had seen before, but Eliza's courage never wavered. She believed in her friends and the power of unity. Slowly, the tide of the battle turned. The Black Raiders began to fall back, their ships damaged and their warriors defeated. With one final roar, Tofi led the dragons in a powerful attack that sent the Black Raiders fleeing. The colony cheered. They had won another battle, but they knew the war was not over. Eliza looked at her friends, humans, dragons, and aliens, and smiled. "We will protect this world," she said. "Together, we are stronger than any enemy." As the sun set, casting warm light over the land, Eliza felt hope. The future was still uncertain, but with courage and friendship, anything was possible. After the battle with the Black Raiders, the colony was tired but alive. The people, dragons, and new aliens worked together to fix the damage. They built homes, farms, and schools again. Eliza was proud of how everyone helped each other, but she also knew the fight was not just about weapons. It was about trust, friendship, and understanding. Eliza spent her days teaching young humans and aliens how to live in peace. She showed them how to respect the dragons and the land. The children loved listening to her stories about bravery and kindness. Tufi became a teacher too. He stayed near the village, helping the children learn about dragons and how to care for them. Sometimes he even let a brave child sit on his back for a short flight. One day, while walking through the forest, Eliza found something surprising. A small dragon egg lay hidden under the leaves. It was warm and glowing softly. Eliza knew this was special. She carefully picked it up and took it to the village. Everyone gathered to see the egg. The alien woman from the new settlement said, "This egg is a sign. It means the dragons and humans have a future together." Days passed and the egg started to crack. Slowly, a tiny dragon hatched. It was small but strong, with bright eyes and shining scales. Eliza named the baby dragon Hope. Hope grew fast, and the village grew happier. The baby dragon played with the children and even helped the farmers by carrying small tools. But the peace was tested again. One night, a loud noise woke Eliza. She looked outside and saw strange lights in the sky. A new ship landed near the mountains. Eliza and Tufi flew to see what was happening. The ship's doors opened, and a group of peaceful aliens came out. They looked tired and scared. The new aliens told a story. Their home planet had been destroyed by a terrible disaster. They had traveled far looking for a safe place to live. Eliza's heart went out to them. She knew they needed help. She spoke to the leaders and said, "We have space for them here. We must welcome them with open arms." The colony agreed. The new aliens joined the village, bringing new knowledge and skills. Together, humans, dragons, and aliens built a strong, happy community. They shared their food, their stories, and their dreams. Eliza watched the sun rise one morning, feeling hope in her heart. She knew the journey was not easy, but they had come far. She looked at Tufi and said, "We saved more than a home. We saved a family." The baby dragon Hope flew to Eliza's shoulder, nuzzling her softly. The world was changing, but with courage, friendship, and love, Eliza believed they could face anything. And so, the story of the cute alien dragon and the human nerdy girl became a legend of hope, a story of how kindness and bravery can fix even the darkest troubles. The end.